Hi, welcome back to Talk of the Town. With summer comes the obvious suntan and unfortunate sunburn. But more than the color and great feeling of the warmth of the sun are some worrisome factors discussed today by Physician's Assistant Cleland of River Dermatology. Caitlin, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So what should I expect if I go in to the doctor's office for a full body exam?
Well, typically what we'll do is we'll kind of talk to you. Medical assistant or a nurse will come in and have a discussion with you, ask you if you have any spots that you're worried about, and then if you do, then you let us know. They'll just make sure that they take special attention to them, but they're going to look you over anyways. We'll give you a gown and have you change into the gown so we can check your entire body.
And I think they tell you through the year you should be looking at your body to see if something's changing,
Right.
the skin's darkening in certain areas, skin's raising. So, so what is the best way of preventing skin cancer?
The best way to prevent skin cancer is to avoid UV rays. We live at the beach, so it's kind of hard to do that. But we suggest, you wear sleeves or hats or sunscreen at all times, regardless of what month it is, what time of year it is. Should always have some kind of UV protection on. There are two different types of UV rays. There's UVA and UVB. B causes burns, and UVA causes the aging and the leathering of the skin. So it's best to use a broad spectrum.
And are there certain types that cover that broad spectrum? I like if you're reading the actual ingredients on. I mean, it drives you crazy.
Yeah.
So what should it actually say when they're looking for sunscreen?
Well, we suggest that you use sunscreen that has the active ingredients zinc or titanium dioxide. It typically has a little bit more of a whiter look to it, but they do have tinted ones.
Right.
But the zinc and the titanium is what we would prefer. And there's Neutrogena, we sell at our office, Elta MD, I think, and there are other ones, but the main thing is to look
for that zinc oxide. Yes. Okay. And so I know a lot of people go, well, listen, there's no sun out. Do I really, really need the sunscreen? And it sounds like, yes, we do.
We do. About 40% of the sun's rays, UV rays, actually reach the earth, even when there's clouds in the sky. So it's very important to always wear your sunscreen, and if possible, avoid the highest times of day where the UV rays is the greatest, which is about from 10 to 2.
And how can I tell if possibly I have a growth on my skin that may be suspicious?
Well, there's 3 different kinds of skin cancers that we're looking for. Melanoma is the most dangerous one, the one that we all think of when we think of skin cancer. And we go by the A, B, C, D, E's of melanoma. And so A is asymmetry. Half of it, the two halves of it don't match.
Okay.
B would be borders. So if you have irregular borders or scalloping, something that kind of looks funny there. C would be color, and it can be black, white, blue, red, changing in colors, which you're really worried about.
Right.
D would be diameter, anything over 6 millimeters, which, you'd think it's pretty small, so if it kind of starts to get bigger, you really want to worry about it. And then the last one is E, which is evolving. So if it's changing in any way, shape, form, color, any of that, you need to come in and see us.
And
we'll
that's why it is so important for us to look at our own bodies to
Yes.
make sure that we're paying attention to that stuff. So what is a Mohs surgeon? And am I saying that correctly?
Mohs surgery, yes.
Okay.
So a Mohs surgeon is trained in Mohs surgery, and it's a specific type of surgery where they go in and it's tissue sparing. So they want to take the least amount of tissue but get all of the cancer out.
Okay.
So they go in, they take a small amount, and he looks at it under the microscope to make sure that there's no cancer left. If there is, they'll take another layer and kind of go from there.
And do you have a Mohs surgeon at River Dermatology?
We do. We have Dr. Dale Saradet, and he's from Emory.
Oh,
he was at Emory for 12
wonderful.
years, and he was actually part of the Mohs surgery teaching team. So he's at our office now.
Yes, that's wonderful. So if skin cancer occurs mainly in older people, why is it so important for children to avoid getting too much sun as well?
Well,
it's kind of accumulative, isn't it?
It is. It's very cumulative. UV ray exposure, the damage is cumulative over time. And as children, like less than 6 months or so, they are specifically susceptible to sensitivities of the sunscreens. So you try and keep them out of the sun at all costs, because you don't really want to use many sunscreens on them. It can cause irritation.
Right.
And children in general do not have the melanin as much as we do as we grow up, and that's what protects us from the UV rays. So once they're a little over 6 months or so, you can start using the really gentle sunscreens, but
Right.
until that point, you want to keep them in a hat and sleeves and covered and out of the sun.
As much coverage as possible
Right.
for all of us.
Yes.
Caitlin, thank you so much. The information will be on the screen, and we thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back with Talk of the Town.